welcome to Studio 5. 'Tis the season of first looks. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood and Frozen 2 are new at the box office this week. And Netflix has a new Christmas film, Klaus. We're taking a look at all three today, so let's fire up the countdown of the top 5 stories in the world of uplifting entertainment. Here are the first two.
At number 5.
I know that God's been calling me for a long time, and the devil's been distracting me for a long time. The only superstar is Jesus.
That's Kanye West.
And I remember sitting in the hospital at UCLA after having a mental breakdown, and there's documentations of me drawing a church and start a church in the middle of Calabasas.
Making headlines like these for his Sunday visit to Pastor Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas.
All of that arrogance and confidence and cockiness that y'all seen me use before, God is now using for him.
Following his morning appearance, Kanye's Sunday service choir led an evening of worship. At number 4. While in Houston, Kanye made another stop. These are snapshots from his secret and surprise visit to 2 jails. He and his choir performed for more than 200 inmates at a facility for men, then crossed the street to perform to a smaller crowd of female inmates. A life-changing visit for some.
And I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior.
And so begins the countdown. We'll pick it back up at number 3 in just a little bit. Right now, we want to turn to the big screen and the long-awaited sequel to Frozen, where we find the Snow Queen Elsa and her sister Anna embarking on an adventure far away from the kingdom of Arendelle. The stars of Frozen 2 are here to give us this Studio 5 first look at Frozen 2.
Far away, as north as we can go, once stood an enchanted forest.
You've seen an enchanted forest?
Yes, it was a magical place, but something went wrong. Since then, no one can get in or out.
Frozen 2 takes place in Arendelle, which is where the first movie took place. And everything seems to be going well in Arendelle, but then Elsa hears this voice that's calling her out of the walls of the city.
Has Elsa seemed weird to you?
She seems like Elsa.
There's this voice. Voice? What does that mean?
It's a continuation of a journey that I think is important to a lot of people.
The kingdom is not safe.
By reaching out to this voice that she keeps hearing and no one else hears it, she sets off a sort of chain of events, and all the elements come into town, the air, fire, water, earth, and they push all the residents out of Arendelle, trying to put them to safety, but it's urging Elsa to go into the forest and find out the answer to sort of a family mystery.
Find who is calling to you. They may have answers.
I'm going with you.
Anna? No.
Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountain, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, so, you know, I'm coming.
That's normal. Where are we?
This movie is truly an action-adventure film, and I think that that's the part that is going to blow people's minds.
She goes on this incredible journey and this quest with her family.
Elsa, get out of there! You can't just follow me into fire. Then don't run into fire.
They really sort of bring out the best in one another.
Magic is very alluring. Without you, she may lose herself to it.
To say that this movie is ambitious is a big understatement.
Elsa, the past is not what it seems. You must find the truth. Go north, across the enchanted lands, and into the unknown. But be careful.
In the first movie, she had these powers that she felt were too much, and in this film, she needs to test them to see if they are enough to save her people.
We have always feared Elsa's powers were too much for this world. Now we must hope they are enough.
There's tons of adventure, but most of it lies in the heart of this family and these two sisters and their loyalty to one another and how they would do anything for each other.
What would I do without you? You'll always have me.
This movie has grown with its audience. So kids that were 5 years old and are 11 now, or were 10 and are 16 now, these characters have developed like they have.
It's a wonderful way to parallel sort of everyone that's growing up with the movie because the girls are growing up as well.
It's a much bigger world than you're used to, and everything is a little bit more grown up.
And Frozen 2 is in theaters this weekend.
Moments away.
Fred was literally one of the people who loved Lloyd into existence. In our movie, that's what happens.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
Meet the real-life journalist whose magazine article inspired the Mr. Rogers movie.
Fred saw me, sized me up, and, went to work.
Their friendship on film is next.
When I came to Regent University, it's like the world opened up. I felt like I needed to advance my career and go back to school. Regent was a perfect fit for me. The Regent professors are world-class. You are equipped. The focus of the faculty is on each individual student, whether it's online or in person. You become a part of Regent's family. You carry with you not just the content and the knowledge, but the confidence to understand that we can be significant in the world.
Regent University. Follow your path.
Nigerian Christians
in Iran are routinely arrested.
Happily, Christians continue to suffer.
In times of trial and affliction, you need to know the truth.
One of the fastest growing Christian populations in the world.
Join Wendy Griffith and George Thomas for Christian World News.
Young people are the ones who are open to the gospel.
Powerful stories of suffering and hope that affect all Christians. Watch Christian World News, Saturday at 5 p.m.
Get Protect Your Sleep and discover how to improve the quality of your life. A free DVD or booklet from the Christian Broadcasting Network.
If you're not a great sleeper, you can do things to make yourself a great sleeper. If you're already a pretty good sleeper, you can enhance your sleep and be even better.
5 leading experts help remove the obstacles between you and restorative sleep.
When you don't get a restful night's sleep, you wake up with an accumulation of stress.
Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to CBN.com to get your free DVD or booklet today.
Everything you do better with a good night's sleep.
You'll discover how food affects your sleep, how to put insomnia to rest, explore effective remedies for sleep apnea, and much more in Protect Your Sleep. Wake up to your best life and get Protect Your Sleep today. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to CBN.com to get your free DVD or booklet.
At number 3, Jaguars quarterback Nick Foles returns to the game after missing 8 games with a broken collarbone he sustained in the season opener. But his attitude about the injury is what's capturing attention days before he got back in the game.
I just realized, God, this wasn't exactly what I was thinking when I came to Jacksonville. Obviously, you come here and you want to create a culture and impact people. But at the end of the day, I was like, God, if this is the journey you want me to go on, I'm going to glorify you in every action, good or bad. And, I still could have joy in an injury.
At number 2.
There is no disconnect around technology and design that will allow us to be fully human until we pay attention to suffering, to poverty.
That's human rights attorney Brian Stevenson.
The first time I visited death row, I wasn't expecting to meet somebody the same age as me. From a neighborhood just like ours. Could have been me, Mama.
Whose life and work are about to hit the big screen in Just Mercy, also the title of his book.
I was just about to give up when I got a call from a Harvard lawyer looking to start a legal center for inmates on death row. I was in before he even offered me the job.
Studio 5 is in Montgomery, Alabama, paying a visit to Stevenson and his Equal Justice Initiative ahead of the film's release.
We all need grace. We all need mercy.
With that, we only have one more headline in this week's countdown. Hope you'll stick around for that. Journalist Tom Janad's life is changed when he takes on an assignment to write a profile on television icon Fred Rogers. A true friendship develops. That friendship is now the focus of a major motion picture. Here's your Studio 5 first look at A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
It's wonderful to meet you. So glad you're here, Lord. I'm looking forward to talking with you. I truly am. After this, everyone, this is Lloyd Vogel. He is a wonderful writer. Fred was literally one of the people who loved Lloyd into existence. In our movie, that's what happens. And Lloyd is so much, he's a better everything. He's a better son, he's a better father, he's a better husband, he's a better journalist, he's a better friend, all because a guy who had no reason to do so said, you know, you're very special.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
I don't think of myself as a hero. No, not at all.
What about Mr. Rogers? Is he a hero?
I don't understand the question.
Well, there's you, Fred, and then there's the character you play, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers hosted this show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, in which he calmly and patiently send out a message that it's okay to be confused and I like you just the way you are. There was always something you can do with the mad that you feel. He had a mission to engender understanding and kindness. We are trying to give the world positive ways of dealing with their feelings.
What he could do immediately to any person with any kind of problem, any human condition, was relate to it.
Sometimes we have to ask for help, and that's okay.
He was just this beloved figure who saw goodness in everybody.
You love broken people like me.
I don't think you were broken. He always gave somebody a chance to just be special on their own without any expectations. Thank you for that perspective.
It's a fabulous tribute to Fred. I think he would like this very much.
Hello, neighbor. So good to see you again today.
One of the most wonderful things about this film is that Tom Hanks is playing Fred Rogers.
It is so nice to meet you.
Fred Rogers was a huge fan of Tom Hanks.
There's no one in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are.
He looks adorable as Fred. There's a wonderful energy there.
In this movie, we drop you into the deep end and go, someone else is going to be playing Mr. Rogers. You got to get used to it. Here we go.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
The aim was always authenticity. It was a lot of looking at the two faces and going, what do we need?
Sometimes we have to ask for help, and that's okay. I started looking at many hours of the half hour of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I read the scripts, his handwritten scripts of the shows, but rather than try to go with a microscopic mole-for-mole imitation of Fred Rogers, it was a cadence, a quietness, a slowness. We'll just take a minute and think about all the people who loved us into being.
What he's doing is really difficult and subtle. He's shifting his emotional body into a stiller person.
Hello, neighbor.
Tom had to learn how to do exactly what Fred did with the puppets. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is he is puppeteering, and Tom didn't actually know that I was pushing in on him. And so he's really just focusing on singing this song and puppeteering. And there's something really vulnerable and just beautiful about watching him work that hard.
Tom made him such an important person and such a moving person. There's a wonderful energy there.
Thank you for that perspective.
It's a very needful film right now.
I think the best thing we can do is to let people know that each one of them is precious.
And A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is in American theaters this weekend. Now, before we take a short break, we want to share a new photograph. It is time for this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not rude. It doesn't boast. Love also forgets wrong.
Keep an eye out for waves. These are just a few of the images from the film, tracing the emotional journey of an American family, navigating love, forgiveness, and coming together after loss. The movie, for mature audiences, is a heart-rending story, being rolled out in wider release in the coming days. It's this week's Studio 5 Snapshot. Still ahead.
Hello? Jesper Johansson, postman. Mr. Klaus, you have a gift.
It's a Netflix holiday gift for the entire family.
So you give voice to Jesper, who's not a very good student at
No, I wouldn't say that I'm very good at, no.
Actor Jason Schwartzman gives us a sneak peek at Klaus.
I figured if you donate your old toys, I'll deliver them for free.
Tonight, I go with you.
There's no need for you to come with me, really. Tonight, then.
If you want to be an attorney with a passion for serving people and for excellence, Regent University needs to be high on your list.
Regent's award-winning law school doesn't just create lawyers. We create leaders, judges, prosecutors and defense lawyers, civil litigators, and leaders in government. Ready to become a purpose-driven, practice-ready lawyer? To start your rewarding career, complete the online application, submit your transcripts, and take the law school admissions test by July.
Nutrition, exercise, essential oils, weight loss, and more. It's Healthy Living with Lori Johnson.
Talk about what's in this.
Join CBN health reporter Lori Johnson to get the latest information from today's top health experts.
This is fantastic.
Find out what you need to know to live a healthier life. Watch Healthy Living, Tuesday night at 9:30.
Woohoo! Hi, Superbook fans. Here's something else you'll love. It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
No spur balls, man. Come.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes too, and so much more. Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon. It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
At number 1.
And action.
Do you know what this is?
Tom Hanks is Fred Rogers in the highly anticipated film about the television icon, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
I have played real guys before, people who actually existed. And sometimes I've interviewed, I've spent a lot of time with the actual guys I played.
I'm profiling Mr. Rogers.
Oh God, Lloyd, please, don't ruin my childhood.
The added burden of, if I can be so bold as Mr. Rogers, because it was not just the expectations of the man himself, but the expectations of everybody else about Mr. Rogers.
It's in American theaters this week, just in time for Thanksgiving.
Fred, I mean, he had that amazing gift of looking at a person and seeing what that person needed, and that he was going to minister to that person. And that person, in this particular case, was me.
It's Lloyd. Lord.
Hold, please.
That wraps this week's countdown and brings us to a new animated film from Netflix. The streaming service invited Studio 5 to preview Klaus. It's the story of the worst postman at the academy being sent to a frozen town only to discover Santa Claus is hiding out. Actor Jason Schwartzman is one of the voices behind the film, and he's sitting down with us to deliver your first look at Klaus.
Hello? Jesper Johansson, postman.
So you give voice to Jesper, who's not a very good student at
No, I wouldn't say that I'm very good at, no.
So I figured if you donate your old toys, I'll deliver them for free.
Tonight.
Take me to the test.
Well, so Smearsburg is, not only is it not the ideal place to be, it's really just inhabited by these two groups of people who every day violently fight each other and don't like each other, and it's just cold, miserable hatred. It's terrible. It's the most impossible place to get anyone to send a letter.
What about me?
Ow! What the loser? Oh yeah, well if I'm a loser, then you're too far. You're gone. He basically, that's for his own selfish reasons, gets people to start writing letters to this gentleman who will give them a toy.
The postman and toy maker are brainwashing everyone!
We need to show people that a true selfless act always sparks another.
Hi! What's happening right now? Oh no.
Holy mother!
But, you know, he does, through his actions, get these people who all were so hating of each other to be like, hey, why do we hate each other? Why are we fighting all these years? And we're just the same. We're the same. We're all, and I think that's, to me, what it's all about. Wait, time out. Really? That's how you laugh? It's human, and I think that's really what I love about the movie, is it's encouraging that. Come on, we're running out of time. Those kids are counting on us.
If we don't stop them tonight, this town will never be the same!
Destroy those toys!
No! Ah! Ha! Eat our snow, you...
And just in time for the holiday movie season, Klaus is streaming right now on Netflix.
Coming up next.
I had a healing service, and a woman who had not walked in 13 years came out of a wheelchair. That's a pretty awesome miracle.
Best-selling author and Bible teacher Marilyn Hickey stops by Studio 5 to deliver a life-changing word just for you.
Life is better with a good night's sleep. Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
I'm Ephraim Graham, and this is Studio 5. Cruise with me as I discover the good things happening in the world of music, sports, television, and movies.
The fact that Ryan Coogler was going to be directing the film, I knew that something special was going to happen.
We'll chat with artists at the forefront of entertainment and explore the connection between popular culture and faith.
I asked my pastor, I said, well, does that mean I'm supposed to be a preacher? He says, well, no, you already have a pulpit.
Watch Studio 5 Wednesday night at 9:30.
Remember for a moment what it was like to be a child. You believed every story you were told. You saw a world full of endless possibilities. What stories will the world's orphaned and at-risk children believe? We believe the Bible tells the only story truly worth believing. We believe that every child should have the opportunity to dream.
The chance to take challenges and turn them into possibilities. The chance to stand on the promises of God, to recognize their place in the greatest story ever told. They have their whole lives ahead of them. Theirs is a world of endless possibilities. They are looking for a story to believe. We will tell them that story. Will you join us?
Welcome back to Studio 5. Music fuels this show, and this week it's a new project from PJ Morton. It's called Paul, and the single playing in my ear is Don't Let Go. Take a listen.
Don't let go. Don't let go. Oh my. Please just don't ever let go.
Simple and sweet. Don't let go. On that musical note, we are almost out of time for this episode of Studio 5. So let's look ahead and see what we're working on for you next week.
I wanted to love you as much as I love you.
Emmy, I got this.
Hey, Dad.
Welcome home, sweetie.
A few snapshots from the new Netflix holiday series starring Dennis Quaid as a strong-willed father enduring holiday stress when his daughter brings home her new boyfriend.
How easy was it to be the feisty, my way or the highway dad?
Well, very easy, because I don't know what's going on half the time at my house either. I'm gonna act like I do. This must be Matt.
Oh, cop car. It's like I'm a perp, you know? And you just,
You play Matt, and you're like the fish out of water in this family?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. As you can tell from the poster.
I would say outsider.
Outsider.
Rather than fish out of water.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
He's the boss.
Certainly hope you'll join us for that and so much more come next week. Before we say goodbye, though, we want to give the final word to best-selling author and Bible teacher, Marilyn Hickey.
I think we give up too soon because I've had lots of no's, and you don't, if you feel that's God in your heart, you stay in it. Get in the Bible, let the Bible read you. That's very key. Now, my Bible that I carry and use, it's all marked up. It has tears on it, everything, because it's the Word that works. So if you put your faith in the Word and people tell you you're never going to make it, well, it's not what people say. It's what He says.
Yeah.
You don't give up till you win.
Right.
And that's been key for me. I've had a lot of closed doors, but that doesn't mean they're closed.
Yeah.
I keep knocking. I keep believing God. I keep speaking His promise.
Now that is indeed a great final word for this edition of Studio 5. By the way, Marilyn Hickey has a new book. It is called It's Not Over Until You Win. With that, until next time, make time to uplift someone around you and then come on back. See where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.